Hello, Michael Bohannes here, and today I want to talk to you about what to do when you are stuck with content marketing. I speak to a lot of small and mid-sized B2B companies, and whenever we talk about what is holding them back from being successful at content marketing, they say that they just don't know where to start. That's one theme. Another theme is that they feel stuck because they've gone down a certain rabbit hole and they just don't know what exactly it is that they are doing wrong because they don't see any results. So for example, one company I spoke to recently, they have a good blog, but they're publishing all kinds of content on it. So it ranges from advice in their domain of expertise to things like restaurant reviews or film reviews. Well, that's not going to work. Another one had a good traffic on their YouTube channel, but they didn't have a way to convert this traffic into subscribers or even customers. So there's a lot of things that can happen that you can get wrong when you don't have a roadmap or like a recipe to get you to the right place. So I thought, what could I do to provide this roadmap, this recipe? Like, let's say a high level framework, if you want, that could tell you, okay, so these are the things you need to check off your to-do list before you get started. And these are the things that you need to pay attention to as you're doing content marketing. So here's the roadmap. It's like a 30,000 foot view. And I wanted to show this to you and see what you think. So first we have to understand that there are foundations we need to put in place first before we get into execution. So we need to separate these two areas, foundation versus execution. What are we looking at in foundations? What do we have to have in place? First, we have to understand the customer. So the customer is obviously the person you want to attract with your content. So that means we have to build ourselves an audience persona. And how do we do that? By talking to the market, obviously. So you have existing clients, or if you're just starting out with your business, then you would have, people who you talk to about your product or service. So you just need to simply collect all the insights that you have from these conversations or conduct new ones where you understand where they are coming from as far as content is concerned. It's important to not mix up their product needs or service needs that you are addressing with your business with their content needs. So you need to build something I call the audience persona rather than just the customer persona, because you're investigating what kind of content they would be interested in. Second, you need to build yourself the strategy. So you need to, after you've defined the persona, you need to decide what kind of content, in what format, with what tone of voice. That's essentially like building your product, building your content product. Also part of strategy is what will be your content promotion plan? And that doesn't have to be extremely sophisticated. You could just say, for the beginning, we will start publishing the post on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And whenever we see one post that is particularly successful, we're just going to boost that with a little bit of money. That is already a decent content promotion plan. And then a conversion plan. What is going to be the user journey of somebody who discovers you on social media? And then how do you get them from that discovery to a point where they are your customer? That is a conversion plan. The third big bucket is your company. Once you have decided how you will attract and convert your audience, you need to put infrastructure in place that will make this possible. It's not as easy as simply saying, okay, we will just publish blog posts and that's pretty much it. For example, if your blog posts don't allow for easy publishing of video, if your blog infrastructure doesn't allow that, you need to build that. Or for example, when people are on your blog, how do you capture email addresses? Do you have pop-ups? If not, maybe you should consider building some. I'm not saying pop-ups to, annoy people, but a little bit of pop-ups may be necessary, because otherwise, how will you collect people's email addresses? Another point of infrastructure is email marketing. Once you collect someone's email address, what do you do to then start emailing them? And then there's a process. Who is responsible for what? How will the content be reviewed if you have an external content creator, and so on. You have to establish a process of what needs to be done each week. Then that's a huge one, is mindset. Very often you will find obstacles within the company. Even if you're the CEO, there may be some resistance from others to publish content that some may consider that you're giving something away for free that you should be selling. Well, in terms of content marketing, the whole idea is that any information that can be broadcast is worthwhile giving away for free. And this mindset is something that needs to permeate your organization. Also, it needs to be honest. In the long run, it's going to deliver you the best results. And that is something that is incredibly hard, although it may sound strange, but authenticity and honesty are important virtues for content marketing. And it's not easy to have them permeate the entire organization. And then team onboarding. You don't want just to be doing this yourself and maybe a marketing person. You ideally want to have everyone who is in touch with customers, and maybe even those who are not. Like if you're a product person, you also want to contribute with ideas for content. And having that mindset inside the company usually, takes a little bit. So having a plan of how you will get everybody on board to contribute is an important element of the foundations. And that covers the foundation. So you need to have an understanding of the customer, you need to have a strategy in place, and you need to make sure that inside your company, you have all the building blocks in place, which is largely infrastructure, process, mindset, and team onboarding. So let's look at content marketing execution. The first important aspect is content production. There's ways to write well, and there's ways to write less well. So you need to make sure that you're writing in a way that is appealing to your audience and will keep them coming back for more. Then video production and audio production, all of those things are worthwhile looking at. If you feel that you may not be very efficient with these areas, then it's definitely something to look into. Then content promotion, you need to look at both organic and paid. Very, very often, if you only rely on organic from the get-go, it's going to take you quite a while to get to any significant volumes, because it's not news to you that there's an overabundance of content online. So you want to look at that. And then finally, conversion. So as far as conversion is concerned, there are different stages. So you have people who read your content and you want to convert them to become subscribers, to give you their email address. And then there is the step from subscriber to customer. And then ideally, once somebody is a customer, you want to make them a promoter of your brand. And for all of this, having something called the attractive character, something that allows you to build rapport with your target audience on a personal level. You don't want them to only buy from your company, you want to buy from a person inside the company. And there's a way to do that. So conversion is a very important aspect of it, because you don't want to be just broadcasting for the sake of it, you want ultimately to make money with it. So that is the whole universe, a high-level view of how you build the foundations and how you can execute. So does this make sense? If it does, here's something I want you to consider. I'm building a course called the Content Marketing Accelerator. And in that course, we go into excruciating level of details in all of those areas that I just showed you. Before you get started building the foundations, and then the regular practice. And we give you a roadmap for each of these areas, so that if you feel stuck in any of those areas, we can help you get unstuck. So if you want preferential access to this course, we can work together just by going to content360.com/CMA, or just comment below this video, or just email me at michael@content360. It's easy to get in touch. And I'll give you preferential access